we're good, we're cordial, but like, that's about it. That's not forgiveness. If you clicked on this video, I want you to know that we all have taken the hit of offense in some way, shape, or form, right? But what I have found, because God showed me, because of my own experience, and to you, God, you may say source or the universe have showed you, or, a higher power, okay, your higher self, higher being, the I am is who I'm speaking of, has shown me that there is a way to stop that pain. There is a way to stop that offense. There is a way to heal from the shitty experiences that we've experienced in life. And so if you're watching this video, I want you to know that the only way to truly move forward in life, especially if you feel stuck, like in your heart, like it's a heart posture that this certain person just doesn't rub you the right way, or whenever somebody brings this person name up, it's like this just cringy type of feeling. And I just want you to know that if you feel that way, and which a lot of us do, that's a space that needs some attention, right? It's like a notification going off, like we weren't created to feel tension, to feel stress, to feel, right? Like that's not God's purpose for us being here. And so if we're feeling those things in life, then that means that that's something that we need to be healing in life, right? And so welcome to class. We first have to understand what went wrong and why. If not, we go our entire lives walking around with the weight of unprocessed grief, unprocessed pain, unprocessed emotions, trauma. We're just naturally built that way. Like human beings are naturally built to want to know why. We were created to use our brain to understand and to take dominion and to have authority. You have to know how to think. So you have to know why. Our brains are pattern seeking, always seeking a pattern. So our brains love stories. But somewhere along the way, we were either taught or self-taught to bury bad memories and emotions and feelings and just keep going. But when you still keep going with unprocessed grief and unprocessed emotions and not understanding why certain things happen to you or why certain people would treat you a certain type of way, that's a lot of weight to continue carrying throughout life. When that type of baggage gets stored in your heart, right? It's almost like your heart becomes baggage claim. Imagine like an airport baggage claim. Things that go unresolved, feelings that go unprocessed, trauma that goes unexplained, unrevealed, right? Get stored into our hearts, into our bodies. Those emotions will stay in your heart until you claim the victory over the things that have been weighing you down in life. At some point in life, we have to face, we have to claim, we have to process unprocessed trauma, unprocessed pain, unprocessed guilt, unprocessed grief, right? Shame. Like we actually have to come face to face with those things. And that is where you will find yourself wrestling with God and his angels. So why do we wrestle with God and his angels? Well, truth be told, I believe it's because we're mad. We're still mad. We still have these bottled up emotions, right? Because we have a lack of understanding of why things have happened to us in our life. And so If we are taught to believe that God has given us this amazing life full of his inheritance, abundance, and all the things and that our hearts could so desire, right? Then why are we experiencing a shitty life? Like, let's be honest, right? We want to know the answers to those questions. How many people can attest to that? Like, that you have experienced some pretty shitty ass moments in life. I mean, let's be honest, okay? This is a safe space to keep it real in real life, like to just be honest, because God wants our honesty and he wants us to express our honesty just the way that we are, right? We don't have to do it in some mask or some form or a certain way. It is just expressing yourself the way that you are is absolutely okay. We have to be honest about those things and the ways that we've been treated. And to be honest with you, God wants us to ask him why, because when we don't understand why, right? We literally, like, for me, if I don't understand why, like, what is the point? What is the point of an offense? Why would somebody do that? If I don't understand that, like when I did not understand that, I still felt some kind of way about it. Like, I don't really know how to feel because I don't understand that shit. Like, I wouldn't do that to somebody, so I don't understand why somebody would do that to me. Or maybe you coming from a place of like, I don't understand why somebody would just do that, period, to anybody, okay? It doesn't sit very well in your heart, right? So what that means is, if you've ever felt that way, that means that it's still a wound. That means that it's still a sore area in your life. It means that it still is causing some dis-ease, right? You're not really at ease 100% with that person or with that situation or with that thing that happened. Like, it's not really, we're good, we're cordial, but like, that's about it, right? Let me know down in the comments if you're watching this video, if you know what I mean. If you've ever thought that, then I am just your good girlfriend, your good sis here to let you know that maybe that is an area that is screaming unforgiveness in your life. And the thing is that forgiveness is a process, like it doesn't look like just saying, it is what it is. A lot of us think that that's forgiveness. This is not forgiveness. Just saying it is what it is, or I'm over it, or I'm done. If I see her, it's on sight. Or how many of us have said, I forgive this person, but I will never forget. That's not forgiveness. If you know what I mean when I say that in your heart, like that's not really true forgiveness. Why? Because forgiveness is when you truly have learned to develop the art of compassion. See, forgiveness is forgiving yourself, forgiving the other person, the offender, right? The person that you believe has wronged you in some kind of way. But then the bonus of forgiveness is that you also will gain compassion. When you can develop true compassion for your oppressor, for your transgressor, for the person that has wronged you or sabotaged your name, right? When you can develop compassion for those people, my sister, you have reached a whole nother spiritual level. Like, you've unlocked another door in your life. And I believe that the only way to unlock the door of compassion, especially for those that have wronged you, is to receive that type of key that can only come from the kingdom. Like, that's a kingdom key right there, okay? It just is. And so in the next video, I'm gonna end this video here. I don't want this to be too long, but in the next video, I want to show you how to develop compassion for those that have hurt you, offended you in whatever kind of way. You can develop compassion for those people through true forgiveness, like the way that Jesus taught forgiveness, right? The way that God sees forgiveness. It's very possible for anybody that is open to it. And so if you are open to healing those hurts from those that have offended you or done you wrong in some kind of way, if you want to move forward in life, right? And you want to experience the life that God has for you, then you have to let go of that weight. You have to let go of that weight. Or let me tell you, once I began my journey of forgiveness, right? I remember telling one of my real good girlfriends, I was like, girl, I've never felt so light on my feet. But at the same time, I felt so light on my feet, but I also was like, I never felt so grounded. Like, I just felt so secure in my body on the ground here. And so it made me think that, was something else carrying me? Yes. I was like, God, was that somebody else's yoke that was carrying me? Because ever since God showed me how to forgive and how to release that weight up off of my life, right? I swear I've just never felt so aligned. I feel like I'm in alignment. And I also know like when I'm not in alignment. And I'm just here to tell you that understanding forgiveness is what helps you to lift that dead weight up off of you, okay? And so let's not get too carried away by the dead weights in life, right? And let's not get too carried away by having the wrong shepherd, because God reminded me that it is okay. It's okay to want to know why. A lot of people that don't understand the root cause of a problem or an issue will kind of brush it off. Like if you've ever noticed maybe someone that is considered your advisor or pastor or counselor or whatever, and they say, just don't even worry about all that. It could be because they may not understand why. But I'm here to tell you that it's very important for you to understand that's how your brain was created to operate. And if God lives in the heart, right? Everything we do in life is about how the heart and the mind are connected, right? And so if there is a disconnect, it may be hard for you to understand forgiveness. He said, because when you know why, you begin to understand how to forgive. And it's not even just about forgiving them, but it's also about developing compassion. That is the way that Jesus taught forgiveness. That is God. That is the way that Jesus taught love. And that is the way you express that God is love. And love always wins. So meet me in the next video where I want to talk to you about having compassion for these people, the people that ain't shit in your life. And that's just the truth of it, okay?